Quite strong words from the European Parliament this morning.
Absolutely. The US delegation, or the EU delegation to the EU on behalf of the European Parliament didn't pull any punches. In that letter published today, they call on the US Congress to object the Trump administration's downgrading of the status of the European Union, saying that it's harmful for transatlantic relations. They say that's not how one treats its partners and its friends. They say that when President Trump or Secretary Pompeo or the US ambassador speak about Europe, they lambast the EU as bureaucratic, and they make no secret of their preference to deal with individual member state governments, and they've praised populist and national movements. They also write that such moves play into the hands of rival global powers and can only lead to greater fragmentation rather than the much needed increased cooperation that is needed. And already back in December in the European Parliament, the majority of MEPs backed a resolution blaming or objecting to the Trump administration's America First approach, saying that that's not good for transatlantic relations and it's certainly not good for trade between the two sides of the pond. Quite significant considering the fact that Cecilia Malmström, the European Commission's trade representative, is in DC today for tense talks.
So, Méabh, what do you think is going to happen in terms of this downgrade for US-EU relations?
Well, it's quite frankly a snub for David O'Sullivan. That's the ambassador for the European Union who's been based in Washington since 2014. And also significant is how he found out about this. He was not notified, and neither was the EAS, the EU's foreign affairs delegation behind me. They found out because he didn't get an invitation to the funeral of the late US President, George H.W. Bush, back on the 6th of December. Now, from the moment from the European Commission, they're really at a loss of words. They haven't had much to say. They're asking reporters to address these questions, of course, to the Trump administration.